I'm just going to remember, since we have a movie star here, that it was a movie star, George Clooney, who really affected this election. I mean, Biden might still be in there if George Clooney, you know, talk about celebrities and how important they are. I don't think they're important in getting the voters to do something, but they sure were important in getting the party heads to finally do that.
Get ready for a wild ride, because we're about to dive into one of Hollywood's most sensational debacles of 2025. George Clooney, the epitome of charm and cinematic royalty, is caught in the middle of a career meltdown so dramatic it could be straight out of one of his own disaster films. The cause? A bitter public feud that has taken Tinseltown by storm, drawing the attention of the entire world. And at the heart of this real-life drama is none other than Bill Maher, the famously sharp-witted host of * Real-Time Star. Trust me, this conflict is as absurd as it is entertaining. Before we dive deeper into this chaos of betrayal, humiliation, and public disgrace, a big thanks for tuning in. Now, brace yourselves. Things are about to get wild. It all started with what was supposed to be a simple political ad. Clooney wanted to highlight his activism and stay relevant in an ever-changing cultural landscape. But instead of sparking meaningful conversation, the ad completely bombed. And when I say bombed, I mean it tanked harder than some of Clooney's worst box office flops. It wasn't just criticized, it was roasted. If you haven't seen it yet, trust me, you're going to want...
Come on, boys. Let's make America great again. It's your turn, buddy.
Before you cast your vote in this election, think about how it'll impact the people you care about the most.
Daddy!
Remember, you can vote any way you want, and no one will ever know.
Do your patriotic duty?
You bet I did, brother.
What happens in the booth stays in the booth. Vote Harris Walls.
Paid for by Vote Count.
Critics were quick to brand George Clooney as out of touch, insensitive, and worst of all, pandering. Sure, everyone makes mistakes, but this was no ordinary slip-up. This was a full-on nosedive down the staircase of public opinion. While Clooney had weathered similar storms before, the tides of Hollywood had shifted. The backlash spread like wildfire, and it quickly became clear that the once untouchable actor now had a fragile reputation to protect. Determined to regain control of the narrative and salvage his image, Clooney made a bold move, a high-stakes media tour aimed at clarifying his position and winning back public support. But this wasn't just any media tour, it was a do-or-die mission. Clooney's team pinned all their hopes on one key move, getting him on * Real Time with Bill Maher star. The plan was simple yet ambitious. Clooney would charm the audience with his trademark charisma, offer a heartfelt apology, and provide exclusive political insights that would hopefully remind everyone why they admired him in the first place. Sounds like a surefire way to reclaim the spotlight, right? Well, not so fast. Bill Maher, ever the skeptic, wasn't impressed. Clooney's team initially pitched the idea, thinking it was foolproof, but Maher quickly shot them down, reportedly saying, "This isn't a platform for celebrity rehabilitation." Clooney's team wasn't ready to give up just yet. They came back with an even more enticing proposal. An exclusive appearance with explosive revelations, direct responses to his critics, and a media spectacle that would dominate the headlines for weeks. But Maher still wasn't buying it. He felt Clooney's participation would alienate his loyal audience, people who tuned in for incisive political discourse, not celebrity melodrama. Then, Maher took a moment to weigh in on the broader celebrity culture. "We have a movie star here, George Clooney, who supposedly influenced this election," Maher mused, suggesting that while celebrities might not directly sway voters, they certainly had a role in pushing political leaders to take action. It was clear at this point, Maher wasn't just rejecting Clooney's request, he was sending a message. And that message stung. Clooney's team, growing more desperate, pushed for a third attempt. This time, they proposed a live Q&A session where Clooney would answer unscripted questions from the audience, an opportunity to show his genuine intent and willingness to engage with his detractors. But Maher remained unimpressed. He shot it down once again. Here's where things get really interesting. After his third failed attempt, Clooney decided to take matters into his own hands. In what can only be described as a last-ditch effort, he reached out to Maher personally, suggesting an unscripted, candid conversation on the show that would allow him to present his side of the story. But Maher wasn't moved. Insiders say that Maher told Clooney bluntly, "The show isn't a venue for celebrity redemption arcs." For Maher, it wasn't about ratings, it was about maintaining the integrity of his program. That meant not turning * Real Time * into a platform for Clooney's comeback. This was more than just a professional setback for Clooney. It was a personal blow. A man who had spent decades as one of Hollywood's most beloved figures, a man who could get a door to open with just a smile, was now being publicly and decisively turned away. This was humiliation Clooney wasn't prepared to handle. As tensions continued to build behind the scenes, Maher, never one to shy away from controversy, reportedly began mocking Clooney in private conversations. Insiders claimed that Maher called Clooney's repeated pitches pathetic, even likening the actor's desperation to auditioning for a pity party. These private jabs didn't stay behind closed doors for long. Word quickly reached Clooney, and let's just say, he wasn't happy, but Maher didn't stop there. During one of his monologues, he subtly threw in several jabs at Clooney and other Hollywood elites. He mocked actors who believed their political opinions carried more weight than their box office failures. While Maher never directly named Clooney, anyone paying attention to the feud could easily connect the dots. Meanwhile, Clooney wasn't about to let this dispute go unresolved. His team began exploring alternative options, pitching him to shows like The Howard Stern Show star. Even Stern, known for his no-holds-barred interviews, hesitated. Sources say his team was cautious about linking the show with Clooney's increasingly negative public image. Behind closed doors, Clooney's frustration was boiling over. He was reportedly in full meltdown mode, lashing out at anyone who dared criticize him. A man whose career was built on charm and likability was now unraveling in real time. At the same time, Maher stood firm. He hadn't explicitly mentioned Clooney in his public remarks, but the tension between the two was unmistakable. For Maher, this wasn't just a professional clash, it was a statement. By refusing to have Clooney on the show, Maher was positioning himself as a guardian of authenticity, unwilling to dilute his program for the sake of celebrity theatrics, and so, we find ourselves at the heart of Hollywood's most talked-about scandal of the year. It's not just about one actor's downfall or a talk show host's refusal to cooperate. It's a symbol of a broader cultural shift in Hollywood, where public sentiment and social media outrage now shape the destiny of even the most established stars. Clooney's options are narrowing. Major studios are distancing themselves, and talk shows are turning him away. Will he be able to orchestrate a comeback, or is he destined to fade into obscurity? Only time will tell, but one thing is for sure, this drama is far from over. What do you think? Has George Clooney's Hollywood fairy tale turned into a tragedy, or does he still have a shot at redemption? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on this ever